YouTube, welcome back to another live stream episode, everybody. I don't know if we're going to be debating much with people. We're just going to go over a little bit of the news for the moment. If we do see anyone that's interested in having some good debates or discussions, we're definitely open for it. But we were just listening into a good old fashioned debate between two guys. We had a great debate earlier today. We had a 4 hour debate. We posted a 1 hour long video as well. Um, are you a progressive? Progressive in what way? Definitely not in the definitely not in the traditional way. But if you guys didn't see that newest video that I posted today, the Omingle one, definitely go check that out. Definitely go watch that one. But we might be having some debates, possibly. We'll see. But I do know that there is some breaking news about our oil sales. A lot of people are not talking about how Donald J. Trump aligned us perfectly to become the number one in energy in the whole entire world. So that's definitely something that's not being talked about a lot. But maybe if we can find some people that want to call in as well, we could get some call-ins going. But if you're asking if I'm a progressive in the regular sense, absolutely not. But we used to be number four. We used to be number five in oil sales, but thanks to Donald J. Trump, we definitely got up there quite a bit. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and we'll just do that. That might look a little bit better. We got three people in here. What's up, everyone? How's everyone doing out there today, this evening? Hope everyone's having a good Saturday night. We got a couple people in here. When we get about, oh, we're getting a couple more people in here. What's up, Trump? That's what I'm talking about, brother. We'll have to wait a couple minutes here until we get a bit of people in here. But the last debate I was rather pleased with. But also, this was today. Wait, what's the date? Yeah, this was today. The United States aircraft just struck Iranian missile and drone storage locations and coastal radar systems for violating the ceasefire agreement again. It is very possible that they will never learn. There may come to a point where we're no longer able to reason and we will be able to focus. Uh, we'll be forced to, and we'll be forced to military compete the job that we very successfully started. If that happens, the Islamic Republic of Iran will no longer exist. So Trump is pretty much threatening Iran right there, saying that if they don't chill out, we're going to go to war with them. We're going to go back to war with them. No, you mingle? I was on you mingle before. I don't do you mingles on live stream. I just post those as the episodes. You mingle's not really safe for a live stream. There's a lot of weird shit that pops up on there. But I will do more you mingle episodes if you want to see them coming out. If you watched the last one, I'd appreciate if you shared it out. That would be awesome. But yeah, I like you mingle. Maybe I could do another episode for you guys. Possibly later tonight I could record a little bit of it. There's no point in arguing with Democrats. It doesn't matter how much the economy booms. It doesn't matter how many people make money hand over fist. Democrats will always complain about prices and about the economy because they're just lazy. It doesn't matter if literally we had a perfect economy, 10 out of 10, if every single person had a job, Democrats would still be crying about something saying the economy ain't good enough for them. Ain't no one out here trying to rage bait except you, and you're bad at it, so don't even try. But let's get the likes way up there. We didn't lose this war in Iran. First off, it looks like we're going to be going back into it. What am I scared of? You want to debate me? You want to debate me? Is that what you're saying? I said who wanted to debate. You want me to pull you in chat right now and we can talk about how Trump just made America the number one oil salesman in the world? and how we're doubling our sales in oil? You really want to talk about the booming economy, how we got 178,000 jobs added last month? I mean, if you want me to pull you in here, I can. I can easily pull you in here if you want. I do live in fact. I live in reality. I just gave you a bunch of facts. 178,000 jobs created last month. I don't live in a reality where everything's systematic oppression. The billionaires and trillionaires are bad. They're stealing everyone's wealth. The white man's evil. No one can ever be successful. I don't live in the same world as you because I live in reality. Trump is a thug stealing oil shipments? Good. Good, good, good. Is Kindred here? No, I don't think Kindred's here. But that last debate that we had earlier was fantastic. All you gotta do is say the words, Django, and I'll pull you in here. I know you want that. Are you a Jew? No, I'm not a Jew. Our country is profiting off this situation. We're making a lot of money. He said, "Send a link. I got an hour." All right, hold on. Let me reposition my stuff again, and we'll get you on here. Let's see. Let me pop open my DMs real quick and see if I can. Oh, there you are. You're over there. I would probably be thinking y'all are the ones that work at Family Dollar Tree. You're acting like you can't afford a damn cheeseburger.
Hello?
Hello? It says your camera's not on. Oh, wait, that's on my end. Well, let's see. Is your camera on or no? I don't see anything.
Hold on. Let me see if I can switch it around. Give me 1 second. Now I gotta set up my darn stream. Well, I guess I can just record this.
For whoever's asking me in the comment section if I get paid by Discord, no. No, Discord doesn't. There is a way to set up Discord so you can make money off of them, but I don't really care about doing all that. There you are. If you can flip your camera, are you on your phone or your computer?
I'm on my computer.
Well, I don't know why your camera isn't vertical. I don't know why it's not horizontal. It's vertical.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Give me 1 second.
Thank you for that goat trophy, Brad. Much appreciated, brother. Much love. You can still hear me, right? You're still fixing up your camera. I'm wondering what you think about us going from number fourth or fifth to number one in oil sales. I mean, people are gonna say, it doesn't affect the middle class. Well, neither does paying off the national debt. But you Democrats seem very interested in doing that.
And doing what exactly?
And paying off the national debt, because people in the comment section are saying, "Oh, it doesn't matter if our country does more business and makes more money. It doesn't affect any of us." Well, neither does paying off the national debt.
I mean, Mom Donnie pretty much
He didn't pay off the
balanced
debt.
that.
He borrowed the money from the other
He
cities. Where do you think the money
he
came from? You
he
think it just
balanced
came from thin
he
air?
balanced the budget in New York. Come on now,
No,
bro.
he didn't balance the budget. He took taxpayer dollars from another city and paid off the debt. How is that balancing a budget? If our
Hold on, let
country
me.
is owed $1 trillion and we take a loan from China
Hold,
and
hold on,
pay everything
because
off, then how is
I'm
that?
I'm hearing you in two different places right
You're
now.
good.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me or no?
Yeah. Okay. Let me
So,
cut off this
so if
screen.
the state of California, for instance, made like $100 trillion in tax revenue one year in the state taxes, does that mean we should just take all those state taxes and pay off our national debt like Mandami did? Just steal another state's resources and assets for their city and their jurisdiction and pay off our debt? Do you think New York City in 4 years is going to be in debt again? Well,
Give
forget
me
about
1 second.
4 years.
I
I'd say
still, I
about two
still setting
years.
stuff up. Give me a second. My bad. I'll answer all your questions. Just give me 1 second. I gotta see if I can get this over to my YouTube channel, or at least record this shit. Uh, right.
They're saying to let you talk. He's not even trying to talk. He's just trying to fix his setup.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna get on them in a minute. Just give me 1 second. We on Discord right now, so we could just do it like that. Let's just go ahead and why is your camera not showing up?
I can't turn my camera on Discord at the same time stream it.
Uh,
I need to change the settings.
you need a real PC.
Well, apparently I'm the one that got my shit pulled up. Do you have your shit pulled up?
I'm trying. Give me a second.
Well, maybe you should learn how to use a PC, and then I'll get a better PC when that happens.
Oh, I already know how to use one. It's so difficult trying to do this last minute because I just dropped in your chat for a minute. But fuck it. I'll just record it later.
Well, you can download it off my channel. I have perfect Wi-Fi right now, so it's going to be in high resolution.
All right.
So do you think New
So
York City will be in more
what were you
debt
saying?
in 2 to 3 or 4 years?
2 to 3 or 4 years?
Okay, we'll just say within Mandami's term. Do you think he's going to run up more debt?
Um, I'm not quite sure. He might run up a little bit trying to pay for those social services that he's promising, but he seemed to fulfill most of his promises that he's shooting for so far, if you want to put it that way.
What promises? What about lower subway prices? The prices went up by $1. What about open city grocery stores? Those don't exist.
Yes, those don't exist yet, but he has fulfilled his promise of
Free subways,
what was it?
free buses. Oh wait, no, it went up in price. He didn't fulfill
No,
anything.
he's fulfilled his promise in freezing rent. He's fulfilled his promise in
Freezing rent at
balancing.
all-time high prices. Great idea. Fantastic idea. Freeze rent at
Rec-
all-time high prices while
it's
millions of people
it's
are
better
exiting
than
New
nut,
York.
but that's what he campaigned on is rent
That's
freezes.
a horrible idea.
That's your opinion, but that's what he campaigned on,
Well,
and
that's
that's what New
nice, but that
Yorkers
doesn't
voted
help
for.
anyone. That doesn't lower
But that's
prices,
what New
does it?
Yorker. That's your opinion, but that's what New Yorkers voted for.
Well, no, they
Does
voted
he
for
not?
free
Does he
shit.
not have a mandate, just like Trump did?
Well, he didn't do really nothing. He promised free subway, free taxis. The prices went up. Or free
He's
buses, free
fulfilling more
subway.
promises than Trump's ever have
He
than Trump
only
ever
fulfilled
has.
one single promise. One.
He's balanced the budget. That's
He
another
didn't
promise.
balance the budget. Balancing the budget is making more money and paying off your own debt. Someone
What
gave him money. If
we
if,
can
if
look
someone if I'm
we
a
can look
million
this up.
dollars in debt, Django, if I'm $1 million in debt and someone gives me $1 million, do I say I just balanced my budget and fixed my finances? I'm so smart. I
We
paid
can
off
look
my
this up
own
right
debt?
now.
Huh?
We can look this up right now.
Look where
Just
he got
easy.
the money from. It didn't just come from thin air. You think money is just created from nothing? Is that your opinion?
The the money came from the state, not other cities.
Where do you think the state got that money from? From cities paying
That
taxes.
that's a part of state activities is uplifting other cities, especially the capital. Do you not understand this?
Okay, name any other city that's ever had their debt paid off by a state government.
It's not having a
So you've never heard of it
do
happen
you,
ever
so
through
so
history.
so do you think
You've
New
never
York
heard
got
of it
this?
happening.
Wait a second. Do you think New York City got this money specifically to get its debt paid off?
I just know they use money from other cities, from other people that are not inside New York to pay
How
their
how
debt.
is this any different from any other capital city in any other major state?
I just asked you if you knew any other capital city that wiped their debt off with state funds, and you said no, or you didn't respond. If
What's
it's
the
a
capital
common
in Florida?
thing, if this is a common thing that's usual that people just
Hold
go
on.
around and do, then you should be able to give examples. If this is the right thing to do, then why aren't other governors doing it? Just
You
take.
you
Why
you you
doesn't your
live in
state just
you live in
take
Florida,
money?
right?
Yeah,
Do you know how much state money Tallahassee gets?
I'm sure certain cities get more state money.
Oh, so it's okay for Tallahassee to
Depends on
get
what it's
state,
for. What is it for exactly? Is it to pay
but
off their
but
debt? Is it
but
the
does it
is it to
not
fix their
help the
bad
coffers?
decisions? It depends. Is the money I have no problem with the money being redistributed throughout the state. My problem is when that money
Oh,
is
so
being
you're okay
used to
with it.
fix stupid mistakes.
That's your opinion, but
It's
that's
not
not
my
what.
opinion. It's a stupid
Yes, it
mistake to
is.
run up your debt.
He's fulfilling what the New Yorkers voted for.
Okay? They didn't vote. The number one reason people voted for Zohan wasn't for them to get use their money from another city to pay off their debt. How does that help the average citizen in New
That's
York?
what
How does
every
that help?
capital
Wait. How
city
does that help?
does.
How does
That
that
we
help?
just established that. You're
No,
you're you're
Florida
crying
doesn't
about
pay
something
off
that
Tallahassee's
most other
debt.
major cities does.
No, they don't. They don't pay. Does Florida pay off
Do
Tallahassee's debt?
That's not what the we just established
Then
that. Do
that
you
doesn't
think
happen. We established that doesn't
you're
happen.
not letting me talk.
Go ahead.
We just established. I asked you a very clear question. Do you think that New York got that state money specifically to pay off debt?
I said I don't know. I just know they use their
Exactly.
money
So
for other
how
stuff.
can you make that statement based off of an assumption?
Well, because it's true. If you get money from the state, you have to tell them what it's for.
You
So
you're
yes,
ju-
they
you just
did. Yes,
contradicted
they did.
yourself. What
I
you
said
just
I
said a
don't
few
know.
minutes
How
ago.
is it contradicting to say you don't know? I didn't give you a
Because you just
definitive
said you don't
answer.
know, then right behind that you said it's true.
Well, I said it is true logically thinking because you have to thinking about it a little bit more. You have to get your budget approved. Yes.
But how is that any different from any other capital city
Because
in
no,
any
what
other
other
major state?
capital city lets us? What other state in the country allows a city to go millions, if not billions, of dollars in debt and just says, "Don't worry about it, we'll pay it off"? Can you give me an example? And also, we have a super chat here from Time. He says, Django, when you're ready for a real PC, hit me up. I build
So
PCs. We may not
beneficial.
agree
Sorry,
politically, but I can
beneficial.
build you a decent PC at a decent
Oh,
cost.
okay. Let's be clear. Tallahassee got 3.6 million in state money, right?
Okay, did they pay off their debt?
Hold on.
Did any major city in Florida use state funds to
You're
pay off
you're
city
you're
debt? Let me just do a quick
you're being
search.
obtuse.
Huh? No, I'm
You're
not. I'm
being
looking
very
for the
obtuse.
truth. No major city in Florida has received direct state funding or a bailout.
O-
That's
Okay,
a
so
bailout. Zohan Mandami didn't pay down the deficit, he got bailed out because he wasn't able to pay it down. That's what happens. That's what it's called, a
so
bailout.
that money wasn't used to pay off debt, right? Let's be
What money
clear.
wasn't used to pay off debt? What money are you talking
You
about?
you just read it. Read the statement again.
This was from the state of Florida.
No, you read the Mamdani part. Read that
No,
part
look,
again.
this is in Florida. I just chat GPT. Did any major
Oh,
city in
okay, but
Florida use
it mentioned
states funds to
Mamdani
pay
there,
off
right?
city debt? Yeah. What about
You
them?
oh, okay? It said something about Mamdani right there,
In
right?
this article that I'm reading, no, this is all about Florida.
Okay, like you just didn't read that shit.
I'll
Let's
send you
pull
a
it up.
screenshot of what I'm looking at, dude. Nothing says anything about Zohan. Here, look. This is what I'm looking at right now. I'm sending it to you right now. Nothing says a word about this New York stuff. Here, this is what I just read.
Cause you ain't just gonna be dishonest in no crazy way like that. That's what I'm saying. He restructured some of the
$12 billion
most of this recovering of the
direct
budget
state
came
funds.
most of this
Hundreds of
recovering from the state
millions.
budget came from him restructuring a lot of the overspending in some of the city
Did he
structure.
restructure any overspending? I don't think that's true either.
Yes, it is.
If so, how much money did it save? Let's see. I mean, it's that we know restructuring is going to pay off 12 billion. Let's see. Yeah, they had to get rid of they had to reduce spending on migrant care. That's where they got the money from. I'll say I'm proud of him for that. I'll say that's a good thing that Zohan Mandami did. It says it was the
Yeah,
largest
I was
it
gonna
was the
wait until you
largest
came across it.
structural change from completely revamping how the city managed its asylum seeker humanitarian crisis, which had been
Yeah.
draining the budget. The city forced a 30% reduction in migrant relating spending. Didn't he promise y'all he was going to help the migrants and the illegal alien immigrants and,
No,
and give them the
he
programs
said
they
that
need
he
to
was gonna
survive?
save he said that he was gonna save the city. He said that he was gonna
It,
actually
but this
transform the
hurt a lot
city
of
to
migrants,
actually
didn't it?
produce
It hurt a lot of
for New
migrants because a
Yorkers.
lot of them are losing the care and stuff that you guys said was so necessary for them.
So you're an advocate for what? You're
I
advocating for
I'm
what?
not an advocate for anything. I'm just saying y'all are the ones that said you need these social programs for the migrants, and
Who
we
said
paid
that?
the Democrats. Zohan Mandami. He says we need these social programs
No,
for
he
these
didn't. And
families.
let's be clear, because you Republicans have been screaming this from the rooftop. He's a different type of Democrat, right?
Well, as you can see, the Democrat Party is now attacking each other because multiple New York candidates have been ousting, like Chuck Schumer.
So
What's
wait a
the other
second.
black guy's name? That one light skinned guy, Hakeem Jeffries. They've been ousting all these big Democrats because the regular socialist Democrats and the Democrats are now feuding because the socialist Democrats want to get rid of the mainstream ones that are retarded assholes and that are just fucking up everything.
How is that any different
I
from the
want them both
American
gone.
First? How is this any different from the American First crap that's going on in the Republican Party?
I mean, America First isn't an actual registered political party. This Democrat Socialist
Ne-
Party
ne-
is.
no, no, it's not.
The Democrat Socialist Party, the Workers' Party of New York City, is a registered party. That's a socialist party.
The Workers' Party of New York City.
Yeah, it's called the Working.
I'm
That's a
talking about a
socialist political
national.
party.
I'm talking about a
It's
national
also a
party.
national political party. Look it up.
The
It's the same party that Zohan supports that backs him.
So why is he supported by the actual Democratic Party?
Like he's not supported by all Democrats.
But he still is under the apparatus. You understand this, right?
Yeah, he's under the apparatus because we live in a
Those three
two-party
people,
system. It's because we live in a
those three
two-party
people.
system.
But if it's a separate party, he would be
It's not a
campaigning
separate
under a
party. It's just a. It's like you just said. Like it's like if America First was a political party. Like I agree with that, but America First isn't a political party. That's how it's different. If America First was a
the
political party, then
the
sure.
DSA is not a political party because it does not have its own ballot line.
The
DSA members typically run for office as Democrats
who in New York or everywhere?
everywhere. There were DSA candidates in California.
Well, they always have their own little. They have their own little political parties. They have their own socialist
I,
parties. Like what?
all I'm
What?
saying,
What's the name of the
all I'm
political
saying.
party? Do you know the
Wait
name
a
of the
second.
political party that Zohan ran under in New York? It wasn't the Democrat Party. If you want to look it
Um,
up, you can. But it wasn't the
I'm
Democrat Party. He
I,
is a Democrat, but the name of his political party is the
I'm
Working
not too.
Party. Is the Working
Yeah,
Families Party. That's the name of the
yeah,
political party.
that's what he ran under as a councilman, right?
No, that's that. If you look on the ballot, it says Working Families Party, but he's a
Well,
Democrat, but he's part of the Working Families
all I
Party.
know is that he's helping Democrats get
Yeah,
elected.
Working Families Party. Is it a national party? Let's see.
It's not.
Yes, the Working Parties is a national progressive party in the United States. Its headquarters is the New York. So yes, it is a national party. So yes, I was once again right. He does have a political party, and it is a socialist party. I'll send you a screenshot of the source I'm reading, so you can see it for yourself. But yes, it does say that he does have his own political party. He is a part of. A socialist political party.
Oh,
Maybe
that's
it wouldn't
that third.
classify
Yeah,
as.
yeah, that's that third party crap.
Yeah, but it's a socialist party. And he won. Normally, third parties don't win. So
Let's be
he's not
honest
a
here.
regular Democrat. He's not just running
Look,
as a
that and
Democrat.
that's my whole point. Is that that's what I brought it up? Is that he's not a regular Democrat. So when you
Exactly.
say so when you say y'all or have been
He
saying
says
this,
he's a Democrat.
you have to clarify that there's a stark difference, just like there's a stark difference between this American First crap and the traditional MAGA or however you want to call it.
Okay, I agree. Are you on the side of the Democrat socialist or are you on the side of the Democrats, the regular Democrats?
Establishment Democrats like Nancy Pelosi and Schumer.
Uh, I would actually even say there's three different Democrats if you really want me to break it down. Old school
There's three different
Democrats,
Democrats.
old school
Oh, okay.
Democrats, then you got new school Democrats like Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi, and then you got the Democrat socialists. So that's how I'd break it down if I had to classify the different
But
types of Democrats.
let's be honest here. There's only two prominent sides of that right now in the Democratic Party. There's the Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer type, the establishment Democrats, and then there's this new side of the Democratic Party that's kind of being led by AOC. That so you know that kind of took the reins from Bernie Sanders and whatnot. That has a populist kind of energy to it, right?
Sure.
Okay. All I'm saying is that that part of the Democratic Party is moving different and campaigning on different policies. And if you want to talk politics, you have to be honest about that. That's why the establishment Democrats are scared.
They're scared because they're going to get overthrown. The people that have been in power for 70, 80 years in Congress are going to get kicked
And I
out.
think that's the best thing for the Democratic Party at this point.
I don't think it's going to happen because the Democrat socialists aren't too popular.
I
They're only
beg to
popular
differ.
in New York.
I, I beg to differ.
So you think America's going to become socialist in the future?
What's going on in Maine right now?
Where? Oh yeah,
Maine?
Nazi. Are you proud that an actual Nazi, a white supremacist, is leading your party?
No, I actually don't necessarily like the guy, but they're still voting for him.
Do you think he's racist and that he's a Nazi considering the tattoos he has?
I don't know, and I honestly I think he's like that. What's that guy that can't? It was another Democrat. Now he's kind of like a very conservative Democrat. What's his name? The bald headed
John
guy with the
Fetterman?
beard.
John
Yeah,
Fetterman?
he gives me Fetterman vibes. He very much gives me
No, he's nothing
Fetterman
like
vibes.
Fetterman.
If you remember Fetterman when he was campaigning, he was very progressive, if you remember right. So the flip that he made, especially when Trump got into the office the second time, yeah, he's giving me Fetterman vibes, and that's why I'm saying that guy in Maine. He yeah, I don't necessarily like him, but he seems to be of that DSA stuff. So
So you
um,
think he's going to become more Republican-like? Is that what you're trying to say when you say he's like John Fetterman?
no, I'm not saying. I'm just looking very critically at
Of his
this.
campaign?
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm looking very critically at this democratic socialist movement because I can see two sides of it breaking down. Just as it continues to get stronger, I can see two sides of this coin, and I just don't want things to get too extreme. I know that there's politics is like a pendulum swing. We had 2 terms of Trump. Trump is doing some crazy stuff this term, and there's going to be a pushback to that. This is what we're seeing with the Democratic Party right now. So yeah, I mean it's gonna happen.
So what do you want to see the Democrat socialists do other than free healthcare, which is never going to happen? And if it did happen, it would just bring us further and further in debt and push more and more small businesses to
I mean
exile the
that
United States.
that's what a lot of people said about rent freezes, but we haven't seen any negative effects from it yet.
I mean, would you like me to tell you how many millions of people have left New York City in the last 12 months? I can.
But New York City seems to be doing very well for all these people leaving.
Is it good when a mass exodus is occurring in your state? Is that good or is that bad?
I guess it's bad, but I don't know of any stats saying that. I
I know
mean,
plenty. I'm
Mamdani
pulling it up
just
right now.
Mamdani's only been there since
At
what, a
least
year?
at least 115,000 people have left New York City, and that's just in the last
Since
12 months. In
a
the last
hundred and
five
what?
years, the numbers is in the millions.
Mamdani has only been there 1 year.
He hasn't even been in there for a year yet, and there's only been
That
115.
that's what that's
Hmm?
what are you saying?
He hasn't even been in there for a year yet, and there's already 150,000 people that left. I mean, I
Hundred
don't, I don't see how you
a
can
hundred.
think that's a
Wait
good
a
thing.
second. 114.
Okay, 114, whatever numbers you want. That's still a pretty big number.
A drop in international immigration and escalating domestic outmigration pushed the net population down by 12,000 overall. So this is what I'm saying. You're saying that 114,000 left, but you're completely ignoring that 100,000 also came in. Overall, they lost 12,000 net.
Okay, so they're a
That's not much.
declining population. That's not good at all.
12,000 out of how
That's
million?
horrible.
Wait a second. How many people live in New?
Why is it only the states that are in a high amount of debt with high taxes that
They've
have?
only lost
No, I'm I'm
12,000 people
I'm
net
asking you this
out of.
question. Can I ask you a question? Why is
Oh
it
my
only the
god.
states that have high taxes uh, that are raising their taxes where they're having people leave that are blue states? Why is that? Can you name me one red state that's having a mass exodus right now?
Who are the taxes being raised on right now?
The states with the highest amount of debts, with the highest amount of taxes, have all the people leaving. Why?
That's not the case.
What do you mean that's not the case?
People are going to Colorado. The taxes are
I don't know if people are going to
consistent with yeah,
Colorado.
yes,
But
a lot of people
Colorado
are still
doesn't have
going to
one of the highest debts in the country. They probably have a high immigrant population.
people have also been migrating to Arizona, which also has a very standard
Arizona is a red
tax.
state.
No, it's a purple state.
It's very low taxes.
I think both of their senators are blue now in Arizona. What are you saying?
Hmm?
I think both of the senators in Arizona right
Colorado
now are
has the
blue.
slowest growing population since 1980. So that's a horrible example. What was your other one?
But it's still growing.
But it's
And you have to
declining. It's
go all the way
stagnating.
back. Wait a second, you have to go all the way back to 19. Let's look over the past
No,
10
it's the
years.
slowest rate of growth in 60 years, in 40 years.
Wait a second. What is Is my computer
In
freezing?
40 years, sorry, in 40 years. That's the slowest the population has grown in 40 years. Is that not bad?
Yeah, I mean, I can't confirm that. I'm gonna have to actually
I'm just
because
googling it.
you like to play with your words very slick like, so I have to look that up.
Arizona has a pretty good state has a pretty good tax on a state level, 2.5%.
I closed everything out there. All right, you still got me up.
Yeah, I still got you up. Yeah, no, taxes in Arizona are pretty good.
What you mean by good?
I mean, I hear what's the tax rates? Let me pull up tax rates. Let's see.
Yeah.
Um, a 2.5% flat individual tax rate. So yeah, their taxes are pretty low. They're not as good as Florida or Texas or anywhere like that, but yeah, their taxes are pretty low. I wouldn't say they're the lowest in the country. I'd probably rank them maybe 25 out of all the states. Probably right in the middle. Just like maybe some other stuff that they got going on. I mean, Democrat polls are in the dumps too, but no one ever talks about that.
Okay, so it's about the same as New York. The state sales tax rate is 5.6, but
That's
then
completely wrong.
local
New York City versus Arizona. Compare
yeah,
taxes. Let's
the
see.
Arizona state tax
Let's see.
sales
Let's see.
tax
Let's see.
rate is
You got to compare
5.6.
all the taxes to really see. We're going to get a complete breakdown here. Um, yeah, New York City has a lot higher tax rate. couple percent higher
The
minimum.
the average local rates land at around 8.54%. What is the average local combined average rate
Which
for
tax is
Arizona?
that? I'll break it by
It, I,
down
I'm
by
looking
tax
I'm
by
looking
tax.
I'm looking at an average of the local rates statewide.
You're looking at state taxes or what kind of taxes? Sales taxes, income taxes, what? What are we looking at? Are we looking at total taxes? I'll break
Yes,
it down
total
like this.
taxes.
I'll break it down in
Total
three
taxes,
different
sir.
taxes. Well, average
Oh
tax,
my God.
sure, we can break that down too, but I'm just going to break down tax by
Yes,
tax.
we were talking about
Okay,
taxes,
so let me
right?
break it down tax by tax. Individual income tax. New York has from 7% to 15%. Arizona has 2.5%. Sales tax. New York has
Didn't you just say a few
8.8%.
seconds ago we had to include all the taxes?
Yeah, I am. Are you going to let me count them one by one or
But
not? Do you want the breakdown
I'm
of how
not
the
finna
taxes
sit
are
here
lower?
and hear you read all
So
we
you don't
have
want me to hear you don't want me to read you the numbers to tell you the taxes how much lower the taxes are.
we have calculators. We can average all these numbers together and read off
Yes,
what
I
is
want to
the
break
average
down
local
each
tax rate.
by each so we can see where I get my numbers from. Is that not fair? Do you not want to see where I get my numbers from?
Go ahead. You want your people to suffer like that.
No, I want them to see the
I'm gonna turn you
truth.
down a little bit. Okay, go
New
ahead.
York has a 14% state income tax. Arizona has 2.5% state income tax. Corporate tax rate. New York has 13% corporate tax rate. Arizona has 4.9% tax rate. New York City has 8.8 sales tax. Arizona has 8.5% sales tax. Property tax is 0.88% in New York. Property tax in Arizona is 0.48. So what tax is higher in Arizona than New York?
Do you think that was all the taxes?
What other taxes do I need? I gave you property tax. What else do you need?
All right, bro. Like you're completely ignoring like all of you're
What am
looking
I
at the
ignoring?
state level you're looking at the state level
What am
tax
I
but ignoring
ignoring?
the average tax percentages of each municipality.
Oh yeah, different
What about
cities. You want me to
what
compare
is
you want
what
me to compare the capital to the capital, like Phoenix to New York City? Because Phoenix does have
no.
higher taxes. I'm just comparing state to state.
This has been calculated already.
Okay, what's the total percentage?
When local
And what's the
municipal
article?
tax let me read this off to you. When local municipal taxes are factored in Arizona, the combined average rate is about 8.52 percentage. Fact check me.
It says the total state and local tax burden percentage is approximately 16% of total income for New York City compared to roughly 9.5% for Arizona, capturing the
You didn't
absolute overall
you didn't
percentage.
hear me.
Huh?
Obviously you didn't hear me.
Where's the article?
When local municipal taxes are factored in, the combined average rate is about 8.52%
Where's the
in
source?
Arizona.
That's not the
Fact
total
check me.
taxes. You're not factoring in everything. Where's your breakdown? Factor in everything and give me the breakdown.
Oh my
Or
God.
send the source. Why am I always the one sending
Hold
sources?
on, I'm about to send it to you because you're acting retarded
I
because
know for a fact New York
you
has
you
higher
act like you
taxes than
want to fact
Arizona.
check me
Huh?
on stuff, but you're acting lazy now. So
I'm
I'm
not
about to send
acting
it to you.
lazy. I gave you an entire breakdown based on state to state. If you're comparing Phoenix to New York City is still going to have higher
I ain't
taxes.
talking about capitals,
Well, you said
and you know,
municipality tax.
and you know
Municipality
you're being
tax. There's only municipality tax in like two cities there, or two or three cities over there that are a little bit higher.
you're being obtuse and purpose. You're being ignorant on purpose.
No, I'm
That's what
not.
you're
You're
doing.
not providing sources or any evidence.
Let's pull it up. I'm gonna send this to you real quick. Hopefully you can pull it up on your screen.
I didn't get nothing yet, but I'm pulling up something right now.
Now read that first paragraph and tell me that that's not what exactly what I read. And don't act like I didn't send it to you either.
I'm looking. I don't see anything comparing Arizona to New York. All I see is about
Wait a
comparing
second.
Arizona to other
Did you forget?
taxes.
Did you wait a second? You're being retarded again. Did you forget what I just read to you?
I don't see anything
Read
about New
read that
York.
first paragraph.
Arizona has 2.5% individual income tax rate. Arizona has a 4.9% corporate tax income rate, 5.6% sales tax rate, an average combined state and local taxes of 8.52%. Arizona has 0.5% effective property tax on owner occupied housing value. Arizona does not have an estate tax or an inheritance tax. Arizona gas tax is 19 cents per gallon, and its cigarette tax is $2 per pack.
Okay, so when I was reading to you,
I gave you the
an
same
average
numbers.
and state sales tax rate and an average combined state and local sales tax rate of 8.52%.
Yes, New York's is over 15%. That's the initial article I read you was saying they were about 14 or 15%, and Arizona was about
That's
8.5%.
not true.
Well, I'll
I'm
pull
gonna
it
pull
back
up the
up.
I'm gonna pull up the next document for you because
Yeah, it
you're
says
just
right
lying now.
here that Arizona is 8.2% and New York is 13.6%. So I don't know what you're talking about. Here, I'll send you a screenshot with my source of my article and my proof. Because I agree with the article you sent. I think everything on that article was on
New
point.
York, New York enforces a base tax rate, sales tax of 4% because of its home rule state local jurisdictions and their own local taxes, resulting in the average combined state and local rate of 8.54.
Where? New York? That's wrong.
Yes,
Well, show me the article for that. I'm getting about 3.7%. Here's a whole article by wallethub.com. It
I'm gonna pull
says
it up again
it
and
says
send it to you.
Arizona is rated in the top let's see. Arizona is
They,
the
they,
40th most taxed state. So it's nowhere near number 1. And guess what? New York City is number 2. So New York City is number 2 most taxed state and Arizona is 40th, almost last on the list.
I think you're missing what I was saying.
Let me open this one. I'm really interested in this one. New York has a flat. No, New York does not have a 6% corporate tax rate. That's wrong. You can look it up yourself. Look up corporate tax rate, New York City. It's much. Let me make sure. I'm pretty
Do you
sure.
know the difference between the state of New York and New York City?
This is the state.
You've lost the plot,
No,
bro.
this is the
you
state.
you the state is 13%.
Between
That's what you're
4 and 11%. Yes, between 4% and 11%. They have a
what
progressive
is
tax rate.
what number is between 4 and 11?
Well, the average is not 4. When you calculate everything in, look at the article
Bro,
I sent you.
you've lost,
The
bro.
total
You're
average
lost.
tax burden is
You
12 to 13.6%.
Where are you reading this from?
The articles I sent you multiple articles. Here, let me see if I can find a government source. That would be
Okay,
great.
you're talking about the total tax burden. What
Yes,
did I
I'm
read to
talking
you?
about state taxes. I'm talking about all state taxes. I thought we were comparing Arizona taxes to New York taxes. Is that not what we're doing?
We're combining the what did I read to you?
We're
The
combining all
set
the taxes in the state of
the
New York
state
and the state of Arizona. Are we not comparing the taxes,
we're
all
combined
the total
we're
taxes in the state, one state versus another? Is that what
you've
we're
lost the
doing?
plot. We're
Is that not what
combining
we're
an
doing?
average combined state and local sales tax rate.
What?
We're comparing a combined
Total
state and
taxes,
local
right? Total of everything, every single tax, right? Yes or no?
a combined state and local tax rate. That's what
I
we're
just said all the
comparing here.
taxes. We got corporate tax rates too, so why wouldn't we count those? Those are taxes. All
Yes,
taxes
that
matter.
this is why I'm telling you is that also includes the corporate tax rate. This is an average.
Yeah, it is an average. New York has the second highest taxes in the entire country. I mean, literally type in the chat GPT. Which one has higher taxes, New York or Arizona? And tell me what chat GPT says. Here, I'll ask chat GPT.
Really.
Who has higher taxes, New York or Arizona? New York has significantly higher taxes. I mean, it's not that difficult of a debate. We can talk about it all you want, and we can skate around it, and you can try to make an argument where it sounds like the taxes are low or lower in New York City, but that's just not statistically true.
Yes, of course it does.
TurboTax. This
But
is
the
from TurboTax.
but
According to
but
TurboTax, New York has higher taxes than Arizona. This
yes,
is
as it should.
so. Then what are we arguing for? Then I won the debate.
No, you didn't. This debate wasn't about
Yes, it
the
was about which
taxes.
state had higher taxes. That's all I've been talking
What
about the entire time.
No, what brought us here was population migration, right?
Yeah,
And you were saying just because a state has low taxes that brings people to that state,
yeah, it
right?
does.
Where does Arizona rank again?
40 on taxes. They're 40th. 40th on highest taxes, they rank in the bottom.
Highest taxes they rank in the bottom.
Yes. And
Are you sure
I'm not
about
going to
that?
let you slip away from this. You really
No,
said that New York has lower
are you sure
taxes
about
than
that?
Arizona.
Well, yeah.
You really
Actually, yeah,
said
they
New
probably
York
do.
has lower taxes than Arizona. That's crazy.
Are you saying people haven't been moving to Connecticut?
I don't know anything about Connecticut.
That's the second highest tax rate.
Connecticut probably has a lot of opportunities. People probably are moving to some high tax states. I don't deny it. But the majority, the most
are you saying people
popular,
don't move to Hawaii?
yeah, but people aren't moving to Hawaii because of financial reasons. They're moving to Hawaii because they're already set for life. I've been to Hawaii before. Literally, I had a cheese pizza, maybe like a super small pizza. That shit was like $30.
Do you
So
have you paid attention to the population growth in a place like Vermont?
Vermont, it has a lot of reasons to move there other than taxes. They have a
But
lot of freedoms.
it has the fourth highest tax rate.
I already said there's exceptions, but what's the fastest growing state in the country?
So your
What's the
logic
fa- what
behind
are the, what are the
Wait a
fastest growing
second,
states in the
your
country?
logic behind high
The
taxes
fastest
equals
growing
people
states in
not
the
moving
country is
there.
Florida. That's the fastest growing state in the country, and the reason is because it doesn't have state taxes. It has very, very low taxes.
Wait a second. You're going to discount people moving to Hawaii, but you're going to say people move to
The
Florida
majority
just
of
because
people
of
are
the
not
taxes?
moving to Hawaii. Hawaii is not one of the fastest growing states. The fastest growing state is
Of
South
course.
Carolina,
Wait a second.
North
Of course it's
Carolina,
not. But
Texas,
what I'm saying,
Tennessee,
you're not listening
Florida,
to me. You're
Georgia.
that's not the case either.
It is top
But
five
that
fastest growing states: Texas, Florida, North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina. All red states with all low taxes. Any explanation?
South Carolina when blue win last,
Okay, that's irrelevant. They still have low taxes. Political
they're
party is
still
not a part of
blue.
the argument.
Wait a second.
You're straw manning me. You're making arguments I'm not even making.
Wait a second. You're completely ignoring the fact. I
No,
can't
don't
believe you
straw
say
man me. Every single
you
time you say you're
no,
completely ignoring the fact, you
let me
try to
speak
straw
for more
man
than
me.
a minute, my guy.
Go ahead.
You're saying that Florida, people are moving to Florida, one of the most attractive places to be in, not because of taxes, but just because of weather.
Oh, that's
The
definitely a reason. Are people moving to Texas for the weather? That's the fastest growing state in the country.
No, it's they're moving to Texas for opportunities.
And because of low taxes and because of how bad California's gotten, it's close
How
enough for them
fast
to go over there
is?
and also get over there.
Wait a
They've
second.
grown 400,000 residents in 1 year. Florida has
Wait a
grown
second.
200,000 residents.
You're ignoring all these other places. Delaware,
I'm
Washington.
talking about the top five fastest
Eh,
growing. Delaware and Washington are not in the top five fastest growing. I'm getting this information
they're in the
directly
top
from our
10.
government. These are government census numbers, my guy.
They're
There
in the
is no
top 10.
Democrat states on the list whatsoever. It's just the
North
five.
Carolina
Huh?
is number 3.
North Carolina is not a Democrat state. They voted red in the Trump election. They might have
They
had
have high
recently a
taxes.
political. Huh?
They have higher taxes.
They're in some of the lowest taxes in the country. You really want to go over this again?
Hold on. I
North
just pulled this
Carolina,
up.
rank North Carolina out of 50 on taxes. Let's see. We'll go ahead and rank it out of 50 on taxes since you want to run your mouth about how they have high taxes. Uh, they rank 13th most tax friendly state in the entire country. So once again, no. Wrong. They don't tax heavily.
Lands generally in the middle.
They have a 2% flat corporate tax rate. That's one of the lowest corporate tax rates in the country. Why would that not incentivize business?
They have a what?
They have a 2% tax rate for a corporation. And they're going to bring it down to 0% by 2030.
That's understandable, but that means that they're raising taxes other places, right?
No, they're not raising taxes in any other
The
places.
statewide tax rate is 4.75.
They rank 13 out of 50 states, and 13 out of 50. So that means they're at the very, you know, on tax foundation.
That's very close to being in the middle. Um,
I mean, not really.
all, all,
25 would be
all
in
I'm
the
saying
middle.
is that people don't move to other states purely because of low taxes. You
Oh, of course
understand
they
this,
do
right?
all the time. If you're anyone that's making over
Oh
$100,000 a
my God.
year that doesn't have to work in the state, yeah,
Do
they're
you
all
think do you
moving
think the only people
overseas
that are moving
or
make 100,000 a year?
huh?
Do
Well,
you
for
think the
tax
only people?
purposes, probably, yeah. If you're making 50 grand a year, why would you move for tax purposes? That doesn't make much sense. But it probably
Is it
happens.
what?
It probably
Is
happens
it,
for people that want to move. They can shave up a couple $100.
hold on,
But
because you're.
it's not gonna incentivize like a couple $1,000 isn't gonna make me move across the country. But if you're talking about ten or
Let me
twenty
look.
thousand dollars a year, then yeah,
Why are people not moving to South Dakota?
because South Dakota is a horrible place to live. It's cold. It's in the middle of the
It
nowhere.
ha-
The
it has
climate's
the
horrible.
lowest taxes in the
It's a
it has the
miserable
lowest
place to
taxes in the
live.
country.
Well, it's a
It
miserable
has the
place
low
to live.
it has almost the lowest taxes in the country.
Well, it's a very miserable place to live. I don't think it would have lower taxes than Florida. Lowest taxed states in the country. Obviously, taxes aren't the only factor, but I'm pretty sure plenty of businesses would. Yeah, plenty of the lowest taxes is Wyoming. You know how many businesses open up in Wyoming? People are getting their Lamborghinis.
The population growth in Wyoming is not
Yeah, because there's nothing out there.
good.
Well, I don't know if it's good. Let's see. Wyoming population growth. I'm sure it has some population growth, possibly, but it's really in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, they only have 500,000 total residents, but they still have a growing population of 2,000 people per year. So they do have a growing population.
Of 2,000 a
And
year
how many people leave New
compared
York
to
every
other
year, according
states.
to you? 12,000?
That's New York City.
But
Yeah.
this is an entire state. This is like they have miles and miles of land in every single direction. There's only 500,000 people in the entire state.
Oh my
It's
God.
not very densely populated at all.
You're
But
bugging, my guy.
Time says in another
Why
super chat, he
why
says,
why 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 are people leaving Mississippi?
I can get into that in a second, but he says New York, Hawaii, Vermont consistently rank as the highest tax states in the country, followed closely by New York and New Jersey and California.
But Vermont is in the top 10 fastest growing states
Let me look.
in the
It's
country.
in the top 10 maybe, but not in the top five. And that's because
Well, I
Vermont is
mean,
beautiful. I've been to
hold
Vermont
on.
before. It's
Hold on.
fucking gorgeous.
I mean Delaware. Delaware
Delaware
is
wasn't one of
it,
the highest taxed,
no, Delaware is amongst the highest growing areas in the country.
but they're not one of the highest taxed though. They have moderate taxes, but they're not high, they're not low. Delaware tax rate out of 50 states. Let's see. I'm pretty sure it'll rank probably somewhere in the middle. Yeah, it ranks directly in the middle. It's 25 out of 50.
So people are not moving there because of taxes, right?
Well, obviously, there's other reasons people move than taxes. I think we both agree on that.
Okay,
You're just straw
so you
manning
will
again, making arguments I don't
no,
make all the
no,
time.
you will
All you
acknowledge
do
that.
is straw
So
man, trying to pivot off topic. But go ahead.
what all I'm saying is that taxes are not the only reason people migrate to area to
Yeah,
area. You get what I'm
I think
saying?
everyone knows that. I think everyone agrees with that.
I think it's based more on, especially once you get to an older age, where you want to lay down your roots, where your
Mm-hmm.
family has traditionally been, and stuff like that,
I don't
right?
know about traditionally been, but maybe.
If most of your family has been concentrated in a specific area of the country, that person is more likely to move to that area later in their life,
Well,
maybe,
most
right?
older people already live with their families like that when they're in their 60s and 70s. And when they get 80, they might want to go to Costa Rica or Dominican Republic or something. I don't know. That's just what I've seen from people retiring. Barely any of them, I feel like nowadays, are staying in like a state with their family. They all want to go to Florida or they want to go to
Yeah,
some kind of resort or somewhere like that.
I get it, bro. All I'm saying is that Mamdani, you can talk crap about the population loss of New York. It's probably mostly because of several different things. In some of these bigger cities, people in general are trying to leave the big cities and find places with more space. That's with people are looking to find more green spaces. That's in general on the left, and some people on the right. They're looking to get out of the concrete jungle, as they would call it. So yeah, I get where that's kind of coming from, but I just want to acknowledge that Mamdani has got into that mayor seat and flipped things around.
I don't know if he's really flipped things around. I don't think anyone's quality of life has increased at all.
He hasn't even been there. You just acknowledged he hasn't even been in there a whole
Yeah, I
year.
do agree. We should give him more time before we actually say if he's good or bad. But we can see, his
What he's
policies
done
have
so
failed.
far,
Yeah, but we can see his policies like a state-ran grocery store. They used to have that in Florida, but it failed. It went out of business because it was a horrible model. But Time says Vermont is the fastest shrinking state, experiencing a population decline of 0.29. Real-time fact checks. That's just from him, but I'm kind of curious to Google that now. Fastest shrinking states population. Yes, Vermont is the fastest shrinking state next to California. But California lost the most sheer volume. Oh, and Hawaii, brother. Vermont is number one. Number two is Hawaii. These are the fastest shrinking populations. Number three is Virginia, which I believe, West Virginia, which I believe just became Democrat, if I'm not mistaken. New Mexico, also Democrat. Literally every single state, the top five states with a declining population are all Democrat, and the top five states with growing population are all Republican. Isn't that a little bit funny? Not even a single Democrat or Republican on vice versa lists. Actually,
let's
is
take a
Vermont
look.
Republican? I think they're kind of purple, but they might be Republican.
I know they have a they have a Republican senator, I think, or is that Maine?
I'm gonna Google now if
But
Vermont is Republican even, because I
let's
do want
see,
I
West
at least one of these
Virginia,
have to
New
be a
Mexico.
Republican state, because I can't believe all five of them fastest shrinking are Democrat. Let's see, Vermont, Democrat or Republican? Let's see. Quick search. Um, let's just look at the governor, I guess. That's a good way to see how people vote.
So
Um,
let's see here.
I guess it's kind of yeah. Vermont has a Republican governor, but they have the most Democratic partisan voting out of any state.
Wait, what?
Vermont has a Republican governor, but they have the most partisan voting index of any U.S. state for voting Democratic. Plus 17 for Democrats in the state of Vermont in terms of seats or in terms of positions, I guess. I don't really know what it means by D plus 17, but
Okay, let's see. West Virginia is red for sure, and there's been people leaving up out of there like
didn't West
crazy.
Virginia
Oh,
literally just vote in a Democrat?
no, I don't think so.
Let's see, West
West Virginia,
Virginia governor. Let's see, West
yep.
Virginia
I,
Republican or Democrat. I mean, you can basically say every single state other than California and New York are red because that's how it was in Trump's election when he won all them seven swing states. Basically, every
West
state was red.
Virginia has traditionally been like a very
Was
that's
it
where the
regular
hillbillies
Virginia
are.
then? That was which Virginia was turning
Yeah,
Democrat?
that was regular Virginia,
Okay.
but West Virginia is like hillbilly country.
78% of the time between 1900 and 2024, the election has been
Let's see,
determined by West Virginia. 78% of the time. That's crazy.
and
They
let
voted for
me.
the winning
I'm
presidential
just pulling
candidate.
up all of the states that's actually had Louisiana. That's a very red state, right?
Yeah, it doesn't it's not in the top 5 fastest declining though. I'll give you West
Fastest.
Virginia, but as far as Vermont, no. And as far as Hawaii, obviously Hawaii's Democrat, Vermont's Democrat, New Mexico's Democrat, California's Democrat.
I would honestly have to look at your source because I have a actual world population review site, and it
I'm
has
getting mine
population.
directly from World Population actually. Here, I'll send you a link.
Okay, population decline by state
Yeah, I'm looking
2026
at that.
specifically, and you're
Yep.
looking at the interactive map right here, right?
I'm on 2025. Actually, they don't have 2026 numbers. All they have is
Yes, they do.
2025. No,
They
scroll
have.
down.
I'm looking at it right now.
It says population decline by 2026, but then look under the map. See where it says 2025? Underneath the map, where it says search, and then right above search, it says the year.
I see, yes, I see that,
It
but
says 2025. That's where it's pulling the data from.
that's yeah, that's from the 2025 census data.
Mm-hmm. So it's not from 2026. It's from 2025.
I'm just making sure that we're looking at the same thing here.
Yeah, we
And
are.
if you hover over Louisiana, now I'll give you California, New Mexico. I think New Mexico is blue. Hawaii, New
Is
York.
this a negative population change or oh, okay, I see. It says not negative or positive on it. Okay, I
Yeah,
thought so.
it says negative 0.2 for California. Is a 0.1 percentage increase for New York. You're going to Pennsylvania, 0.1.
Well, why did you list Hawaii earlier? They're a fast or a rapidly declining population, and so is Vermont. I mean, both of the places
Vermont,
you listed that were supposedly growing.
I think I was speaking on just people just moving to those areas. I was looking at the population increases because they have been getting some retirement populations out there, just like Florida has.
But you said they were increasing their population. That was wrong. They're the fastest declining population in the
I was
country.
looking at migration rates, not just
Yeah,
population decline versus.
okay. We were talking about population, the rates of growth and rates of decline. Were we not?
Yes, but I was looking at
Okay, so
something
Vermont has
completely
the biggest
different.
population decline.
When I pulled that up, that was my mistake because I was looking at something completely different. I
Okay,
was
I
looking
appreciate the
at
honesty.
some immigration. I typed in migration and it showed me immigration. So that's something completely different.
Fair enough. South Carolina, it says, is the fastest growing. Idaho, I didn't see Idaho on the other list I was looking at. The only one that I see is in the top six that's Democrat is Washington, which I'm actually surprised that Washington made it there.
More people are moving to Washington, just like more people are moving to Colorado. More people are moving to Colorado than they
People,
are to Louisiana,
Colorado
right?
does have a increasing population, but it's the smallest increase they've had since the 70s.
But more people are moving to Colorado than they are Louisiana, right?
I didn't check Louisiana, but probably.
I
Who the
wonder
hell
why.
wants to move to Louisiana?
More people are moving to Colorado than they are Mississippi. Also,
I wouldn't move to Louisiana unless they had like a freaking 0% tax. So who's gonna move there?
no, and North Carolina went blue, right?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think either North Carolina or South Carolina went blue. I think Virginia went blue. I think South Carolina or North Carolina voted for some kind of Democrat representative, but it doesn't mean that they're a blue state.
Let's see here.
What even makes the state blue versus red? Just how they vote, or do you look at the governor?
I look at multiple things. How they voted in the latest presidential election, the current governor, senators, and representatives, and I kind of just make my judgment based on that kind of sort of.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I don't
they
think
definitely went. They definitely went for Trump.
I mean, every single swing state, every state, and pretty much except maybe Washington, New York City, and California. New York and California, and Washington, and where else? I don't know. I can't even think of the places. Trump won so many swing states, I couldn't even tell you what other states he lost other than those two
I,
states.
I
Hawaii, I think he
guarantee you.
lost.
I guarantee you, he'll be taking a big loss this midterms. That's for sure.
Well, I
That's
don't
why
think
he's
so
trying
at
to get
all.
that save act
We're
passed.
we started off with the 10% gap in House. Now we're down to a 2% gap. So the gap is shrinking statistically.
A 10% gap in what?
In the House of Representatives, they said we had a 10% gap of winning. 2%, 10 points behind. Now we're only 2 points behind.
Oh, you pay attention to polls again?
This is just what they're saying. I mean, polls
Who
are,
is they?
huh? The Democrats. The Democrats are the ones that basically control all the media companies. Even Fox News is owned and controlled by a Democrat. Even though the people on there might be Republican.
Yeah, it
But
shows
there is one
that
new guy on, I think it's on CNN or Fox News. I forget who he is, but he's like on I think he's on a Democrat. No, he's on a, yeah, I think he's on Fox News and he's a Democrat, or he's on CNN and he's a
Chris,
Republican. I can't remember, but
okay,
it's
so
weird. What do you think about America becoming the number
tradition.
one country in oil sales?
Number one country in oil sales. I could care less about that because the Strait of Hormuz has been shut down. So of course we're the only ones selling oil right
Okay,
now.
so then you admit that Trump strategically aligned us to be the number one oil salesman in the world. It was a smart economic choice.
But it didn't help anybody.
It didn't help. It helped Jamal that needs his welfare benefits. The government just paid for their welfare benefits.
He's cutting welfare.
He's cutting welfare for people that refuse to apply for jobs. Yeah, you can't get unemployment if you don't apply for work. Do you think that's fair or no?
No, it's more than just that.
Okay, what
And you
else is
know
he
that.
cutting? Oh, well, then give me an example. I don't know anything. That's all I know of.
Well, first of all,
I thought Trump was gonna
what
take away
let
everyone's
let
social
let let let's
securities.
let's define our terms. When you say welfare, what do you mean?
Any public program that's you know
What you consider Medicare, Medicaid,
yes,
SNAP,
yeah,
Social Security, disability, all those things?
yes, but some of that should be cut if there's fraud going on. Do you agree?
Where has fraud been proven?
By Doge multiple times and stuff has been cut.
Where is Doge now?
Doge is still active to this day. They changed their name and they're a different organization now, but they're basically still
Oh,
alive.
they so it's no longer Doge, right? It's
It's the
it's
same
something
people
else.
running it, the same people that Elon Musk put in the office for Doge are still
No,
there.
no, those guys that was doing the stuff with our data was actually this. There was a disposition.
No,
They
there wasn't
were.
really. There were some arguments
I
and
mean,
disagreements.
a deposition. There was a deposition with these people talking. Can we pull that up?
What do you mean a deposition?
Those employees deposition.
About what?
Let let's pull it up together
How is that relevant?
because we this is they're no longer working there, and this deposition will show why they're no longer working there.
Who's no longer working there?
several Doge employees. This is a deposition
Okay,
of I
some of
think
them
at
disagree. There's
least
always gonna be
two.
people that disagree. I don't give a fuck if one person disagrees or two people disagrees. We found $1.4 billion in hospice fraud in the state of California. That was Doge. We found $60
1.4
million in
hospice
fraudulent student loan applications. We found.
project. What? Wait a second. You have to actually provide sources for
This is
this.
all from the
Where is
White
this coming
House. You're just
from?
gonna say you don't agree with it, and that it's Trump's
What
government.
what
You don't agree with it.
what source is this
The
pulling
White
from?
House.
So it's a White House website.
Yes, WhiteHouse.gov.
Okay, okay, whatever, bro. Though even Elon Musk came out and said that Trump never made any of the cuts that he recommended.
No, he literally said that he finalized his cuts in court. He went to court
No,
and Congress approved the cuts
how?
for permanent cuts. Did you not follow any of that?
So you're telling me that
Yes, Doge
the
went to court and they no, not all
wait a
of them.
second.
No, not
Let's be
all of them.
clear.
No,
Okay, I
not
was
all of
about
them.
to
Of
say,
course not
let's be
all of them.
clear.
Of course not all
Donald
of them.
Trump Donald Trump only cut what he found easy to cut.
No, Donald Trump wasn't in
Yes.
control of cutting it. It was between Elon Musk and Congress. Whatever
No,
bills they
wait a
wanted to
second. So
pass,
Donald Trump wasn't pushing the BBB?
he was pushing some people, but he's not the one that has ultimate control over it. There's separations of
So
power, is there not?
so Elon Musk is not even a politician.
But he had a
What are you
government
talking
role. He
about?
had a government job. He was a part-time government employee. So what are you talking about?
Government employees are not supposed to be in Congress pushing legislation.
So you're
That's
telling me
that's
RFK
that
Jr. So our health secretary can't go to Congress and push that? He's a health
they can speak
secretary.
on
He's not a
they can speak
politician.
on it,
You're wrong.
but
There's plenty
you
of
can't
people that go to
you
Congress
can't
that advocate for
wait a
stuff
second.
all the time that are not
You,
politicians. You're just wrong.
you can't sit here and complain about Joe Biden basically having everybody around him run his administration for him and sit here and talk about this crap with Donald Trump, bro. Like, come
What
on, let's be
crap? What are you
real.
talking
Like,
about? Are you talking about how there's separations of power and
this
you're
is the
complaining
only
about it?
piece of legislation that this president has been able to pass, and you're telling me somebody else
That's
did it?
also incorrect.
What else has Donald Trump passed through Congress?
Through Congress? Other than Doge, the big beautiful bill.
That's what I'm telling you. What else besides the big beautiful? You're telling me that this big beautiful bill, Donald Trump didn't even do it. Elon Musk did it, and this is the
Well, the
only
big
piece of
beautiful bill
legislation
wasn't
that
wasn't the only thing. He also had to go to Congress and court multiple times. What I'm saying is Trump was not the one that went to Congress to decide what got taken out of the government and what didn't. That was between Elon Musk and the people that were writing the big beautiful bill, and the people that were reviewing over the big beautiful bill. That was between Elon Musk and them. Trump wasn't going in there,
so
going to court every
Donald
day
Trump
arguing
wasn't
with
one of
them.
those people writing or being a part of
Oh, he was
constructing that
writing, he
bill.
was saying things here and there, but he wasn't going to court every day and participating in the court hearings. No, he had bigger shit to take
I'm
care
not
of.
saying that he was. I'm saying that the only bill that Donald Trump has passed his entire second term so far.
Okay, there's two other bills on the table, and they're likely going to get passed before the midterms. So what's your point? This is the biggest bill in human history. If we're
My
actually
point
honest here, there's like five bills in there. If we're,
my point is that you're trying to give credit not to the president because he's the president, but you're gonna give credit to Elon Musk.
well, he did most of the work. Trump just hired him.
So what is this president doing? You know the president is there to pass legislation, right?
Yeah, he passed the biggest bill in history. He's about to pass two more bills. Have you
No,
heard?
he's
You have to
passed the
like this
biggest
bill.
deficit
Well,
creator
that's
in
also
history.
false. Our
Did
deficit
Elon Musk
lowered.
not say
Wait,
that?
wait, wait, wait. Our deficit in 2024 was
Wait a
one.
second.
Wait, let me finish. Let me
Did,
finish. Our deficit in.
should we pull up Elon Musk
No, let me
comments
finish.
on the Bit Beautiful
I
bill?
don't give a fuck about Elon Musk's comments. He was wrong. He's not right about everything. The facts are our deficit in
But you
2020.
gave him
Let me
credit.
let me
You
finish my
told him he
point.
did the work.
Let me finish my point, and I'll
You
let you
told
go. He
you're
did do
telling
the
people he
work.
did the work for it.
He did do the work. He
But
didn't
you
like
won't
the
read his
outcome. He didn't
comments on
like
the
the
Bit Beautiful
outcome.
bill.
That's too bad for him. He was crying about that because he wanted EV tax credits to be part of that bill. That's why. So anyway,
Oh,
back into the topic. Let's
so
talk
he
about the
was lying.
deficit. No, no, stop pivoting away. Let me say something for 2 fucking seconds. Jesus Christ. The deficit in 2024 that Joe Biden added was 1.85 trillion dollars. The deficit that Donald J. Trump added in 2025 was 150 billion dollars less than the deficit Joe Biden added a year previously. That means President Trump has decreased the deficit from the year 2024 to 2025. This is a fact. There's no debating it. There's no arguing it. There's nothing. The
When did
deficit
Trump get in there?
decreased. Huh?
He got in there in 2024, right?
No, in 2025.
He was
You don't
elected to
even know
office.
when the president started his term?
What I'm asking you is that he was elected to office in 2024, right?
In November, yeah.
So beginning of 2025, Joe Biden was still president, right?
Until January.
Okay. So that's not even a full 12 months, right?
That's 11 months.
When does the first quarter end? Are you familiar with business?
Yeah, I invest in stocks. I know all about quarters. There's a
Okay,
quarter every three
when
months.
does the
Every
first
3 months.
quarter end?
There's in
When does the
March.
first quarter
In
end?
March.
In March? Okay. Do you think anything Donald Trump did could have affected that first quarter?
Yeah. The stock
Like
market
what?
moves rapidly. I know for a fact there's things you think that would affect that first quarter. And if you say no, I'll prove you wrong in about 2 seconds.
I'm talking about when it comes to deficit spending.
Do you think? Yes, yes, he passed the big beautiful bill. He wrote the big beautiful bill in the first 3 months. So yes. Do
But
you
it
think?
wasn't
Do you
passed.
think Trump?
It wasn't passed until the quarter was over. I said, is there
Yeah, the
anything
big
Donald
beautiful
Trump could
bill.
have
We
done
both
to
agree the
affect
big
that?
beautiful bill doesn't go into an effect until years later anyway. What? What'd you say?
What all I'm asking is that the first few months Donald Trump was in office in that first year,
You're saying.
we were still under somewhat of a Biden financial
So you're
policy
saying. You're saying.
outside of the
Wait, wait, wait.
tariffs.
So you're saying Trump did not affect the economy in the first 3 months of his presidency? Is that your
Of course
claim?
he did. Wait a second. Of course he affected the economy, but as far as the
Okay, so what's your
deficit,
point then? He affected everything.
as far as the
So you're telling me he
deficit
didn't spend any money in the first 3 months?
in the first 3 months, I would say he cut a lot of things,
Okay, so does
and
that
and
not affect the
and
deficit? You just said he didn't
and
affect the deficit. That disproves your entire point.
wait a second. I'm
You
saying
just
that
disproved your entire point just 2 seconds ago.
I'm not disproving my
I
point. You're
agree. He has done a
misunderstanding my
lot of
point.
things in the first 3 months that affected the deficit. That is factually true.
No,
I'm
I'm not
glad we
saying in
came
the
to the
first three
conclusion.
months. I'm saying that even if that is the case, he did a lot of things. Most of what he did financially, as far as the tariffs and stuff like that, did not come into play until a few months later.
That's also incorrect. The tariffs affected the stock market the same day he brought them on. So wrong again.
The stock market, but when did they actually come into play?
What do you mean by that? Come into play
The tariffs are actual thing in the fucking trade market, right? When did the tariffs actually go into effect?
on April 4th.
Okay.
April 3rd. The same day he signed the bill to start the tariffs is the same
So
day.
it takes time for that money
But that
to
was only two
accumulate, right?
months in the Trump's term, huh?
You're not
It
listening.
takes
It
time for
takes
what?
time for that tariff money to accumulate, right? To be able to pay off the deficit, right?
Yeah, sure. But we accumulated around, I want to say, $500 billion from tariff money in the first year. We paid $250,000 down, or $250 billion into our deficit. First president in 20 years to pay down on the deficit more than the interest rates.
Because he did it illegally, we're gonna have to pay that right back.
Well, if that's the case, they're never going to get the money back because it's just not going
It's
to
going
happen.
back to companies, which is the craziest part
Well, they
about the
haven't
whole
decided that in
situation.
court yet, but
That's what I mean.
they
That's what the
said they were
judge is
illegal, but they
insinuating.
didn't decide what to do with that. That's still ongoing.
Yes, exactly. This is what
But
happens
I
when we
doubt
have
that
a
we're ever going
president.
to give their money back, huh?
This is what happens when we have a president governing with executive order.
Well, every other president's governed with executive order. Every other president's used
Not as much as
tariffs.
Trump, especially
Okay, why does
what
this
one
much
two
matter?
two years.
Why does this much matter? Is there some kind of law that you can't make so many executive orders? Like you can't make more than two executive orders a month?
Nobody's made more
Okay, so then
illegal.
what's the
Is
problem? If it's
Wait a
everything's
second.
done
Do
legally,
you understand? Nobody's made more illegal executive orders than
what's an
Trump.
illegal executive order?
Something that's been deemed illegal by the
There was
courts.
only one that was deemed illegal, and I can guarantee you there's more presidents that have more illegal
Wait a second.
orders.
You're talking about the court case when he shipped off that guy in the middle of the night
That wasn't
when
deemed
they knew
illegal
that
either. That was deemed that they sent them to the wrong place. But they didn't.
no, that was deemed that
They deemed
look,
that they
we
can
can pull up
deport
the court
Abrego
documents.
Garcia.
They knew that the judge had told them to land that plane,
Well,
and they still
he
chose to
said
fly.
the judge never said that his deportation was unconstitutional.
Did did
What he
did the
said was his
George
deportation
did
shouldn't have been to El Salvador. He should have been deported to Mexico. That's what the judge wanted.
that's after the case. I'm talking about when they were trying to stop him from being shipped out of the country because the judge was still
Well,
trying to
yeah, we're
sell
not
see
going to just turn a
perceive.
plane around when it's literally about to land.
Come on now.
No, it's
What
too
I'm saying,
late.
what I'm saying is several different actions of this administration has been deemed illegal by judges,
Okay.
specifically the executive orders.
What executive order? The Abrego Garcia thing wasn't an executive order and it wasn't deemed illegal.
The National Guard in LA,
That was on a state level.
illegal,
That was by a
illegal.
state judge.
Still,
By
it
a
was done by
state
Trump,
judge. That's not a
but
federal
still, it
judge.
was done by Trump, and
That's a
it was
state
deemed
judge. A
illegal.
state
It
judge doesn't determine federal law. I'm sorry, Django.
Did they not have to leave?
They already left by the time they determined that.
No, the National Guard was still stationed in locations around LA, but they had to
I don't
leave.
think so.
Well, specifically National Guard soldiers from different states, not even California National Guard, from different states.
Let's see. Was
That was the
California?
problem. That was the problem there.
What's wrong with National Guard? It lowered the crime in Washington D.C.
Unless you plan on having the military on the streets 24/7 for the rest of
Well, we should every
existence, then
couple years when the crime rates come back up, shouldn't we?
that's that's not really fixing the problem.
Yes, it is. If we keep bringing the
That's
police
putting a
back.
band-aid.
No, it's not.
That's putting
Every
a
single
band-aid on
time
it.
crime starts to go up even a little bit, we put the National Guard back.
That's not really fixing the problem.
Yes, it is.
Why
We're
is crime
policing our
going?
neighborhoods. Whenever they
Why
need
are we
policing, we'll
not
police them.
asking? Why are we not asking the right question? Why is crime going up in the first place?
Because the blue cities and blue states are relaxing the laws and they're making drugs more illegal. They're making in California, theft from a store isn't even a felony. It's not even a. I don't even think it's a criminal charge unless it's above $900. So
That's
policies
most
like these
places.
encourage stealing and
Wait a second.
thieves and criminals.
Do you even understand? Even in Mississippi, if I steal like a $5 Snickers out, well, not five, like a
Well,
dollar
yeah, I
Snickers
know
out
it
of the
has to be
store.
a certain amount, but in the state of Florida, if you steal something that's worth $200, you're going to jail. In California, it has to be worth like 1,000 fucking dollars. And
Okay.
you can go and you can still get charged even if it's
Wait
not
a
worth
second.
$200.
I think it's either $500 or $1,000 here in Mississippi.
Well, that's way too fucking much. And also, we can compare the laws.
That's your
Also,
opinion.
Trump
That's your
has signed a
opinion.
handful of congressional bills into law. He signed the Lake and Riley Act into law, the Appropriations Act into law. We can just keep going down the list. But yeah, he signed more than the big beautiful bill, so you were wrong about that too. I just wanted to clarify that.
The Lake and Riley Act didn't really do well.
You don't even know what it is. I can hear your ass typing away.
Sounded
Go ahead and tell us what the Lake and Riley Act
certain
was. Who was Lake and Riley? Do you even know? Who was Lake and Riley? Do you even know who that was?
the girl that got hurt in Georgia. I already know about that.
Not hurt.
Um,
She was murdered by an illegal alien fucking
I don't
immigrant.
know if I can say that here on YouTube. That's
Well,
why
you
I was
can,
just
but
trying to.
I appreciate it.
But
President
um,
Franklin D. Roosevelt holds the record for signing the most executive orders. Franklin D. Roosevelt signed, 3,721 executive orders. So Trump did not sign the most executive orders in history. Not even anywhere fucking close.
What are you talking about?
Well, you were talking earlier about how Trump signed the most executive orders more than any other president.
Donald Donald Trump has only had one term so far, and I'm talking about like modern day presidents. Like since we've been alive, he signed the most executive orders so far.
Yeah, how many presidents have been around since we've been alive?
Since Bill Clinton, well, I mean, I'm talking about me specifically.
Well, that's not very many presidents.
That's
And Bill Clinton, I'm pretty sure he
five.
signed more executive orders than Trump. Bill Clinton signed a lot. Who signed more executive or oops, fuck. Hold on. Executive orders. Bill Clinton versus Trump. Let's find out. Now I'm really interested. Let's see. Bill Clinton has signed, it's almost about the same. Bill Clinton has signed 364. Trump is a little bit more. He signed about 400.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
That's only about 16 more executive orders.
He's not even
Let's
finished
see.
with his second term
What
yet. That's what I'm
about
telling you.
Obama? Let's see. What about Obama? So it's kind of comparative to Clinton. Let's see how many Obama signed. Now I'm
A
curious.
lot less.
Yeah, he signed a lot less. He only did
Exactly.
he did
277.
276.
Yes.
276, yeah.
Do Joe Biden.
Joe Biden didn't sign shit, so I don't even gotta look it up. It's probably like two.
All I'm saying is that Donald Trump is throwing a lot of
What did
executive
Joe
orders out
Biden
there.
pass? I think Trump has passed more stuff than Joe Biden did in his 4 years already in his first two years.
That's a lot. Joe
Okay,
Biden has
name me more than two
several
bills that Joe Biden signed. Go.
more than two.
Yeah, just name me more than two.
What would I need? I mean, I know he passed the American Rescue Plan. I know he passed the infrastructure shit.
So that's two.
Uh,
Those are the only two I can think of
for
too.
to
Yeah, those are the
the
same
chip
two.
no the Chips and Science Act.
Well, I
Let's be
think the
clear
Save
about that.
America Act was signed by Trump. Is that what you're talking
No,
about?
the Chips and Science Act was
Okay,
passed during
the
Biden.
chips and science and the infrastructure bill. What was the other one? The Save America was passed by Trump.
The American Rescue Plan.
That was passed by Trump. I think that was the Save
No, it wasn't.
the Rescue Plan. Hold on.
The American Rescue
Rescue
Plan.
Plan. Joe Biden. Let's see. Is that even a real thing? Loading, loading, loading. That was. Yeah, but that was right when Biden got in office. That was the first thing he signed.
Exactly. And after that, it was the infrastructure bill, then the Chips and Science Act, Inflation Reduction Act, right?
Yeah. So how much do you think how much supposedly is the big beautiful bill supposed to add to the debt? Would you say around $4 trillion? Is that fair? 4 or 5 trillion, according to
I'm
your
not.
estimates? I'll go ahead and say yeah. Just so you know, Biden added more than
Whoa.
$4 or 5 trillion to the debt. If that makes you feel any better, and that's proven, and that's already been done and done. So I
You
don't think
said
the big
what?
beautiful bill is gonna do none of that.
Wait a second. Let's be clear. What? Repeat that one more time so I can
Joe
make sure
Biden
that.
spent over $4 or 5 trillion just on the bills he passed. And
Okay.
y'all are complaining about $4 or 5 trillion from the big beautiful bill, but Joe Biden
What
passed four
what
or
what
five
what
trillion
what what
dollars.
what was going on during Biden's term?
It should have been open. The economy should have been open. By the time Joe Biden got into office, we did not need any more stimulus checks. We did not need any more
We've
anything.
already been
All
over
we
we've
needed to
been
do
over
was
this.
open the economy. We did go over
We've been
this.
over this
We have.
already.
We have. So I don't think it's necessary.
When Joe Biden got into that office, inflation was on the rise. And once the Inflation Reduction Act passed, what happened?
Inflation went up.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, it did. Inflation peaked in 2022 and 2023.
No,
Let's
it
see.
peaked in
When
it
did
peaked in
inflation
2022. We have already been over this, bro. Like it peaked in 2022, went down, started to go down in 2023.
The Inflation Reduction Act passed in 2022, right before inflation reached its peak. August 16th,
Exactly.
2022. Inflation reached its peak June June 15th, 2022. That's when inflation reached its peak.
It takes time for a bill to take effect, right? Because the bit the
The only thing is
ad
it can't
wait a
take
second.
effect. What does the
Wait
Inflation
a sec.
Reduction Act do? How does it lower inflation? Explain it to me. I'll give you 30 seconds. Explain how it lowers inflation.
Explain how the Inflation Reduction Act lowers inflation
Yes.
by investing in
Clean energy.
let
Investing money in clean energy lowers inflation. I didn't know that. Very,
lessen
very interesting.
inflationary things.
Oh, so investing
You
$400 billion
hold
in
on.
clean energy lowers inflation? Is that what you believe?
Do you think green energy was the only part of the Inflation
It was
Reduction
the
Act?
majority of where the money went to.
Answer my question. Do you think that's all the Inflation
It's
Reduction
where
Act did?
most of the money went to. There was a couple other things. I think one of them was here. Let me see. Climate, climate and clean energy was almost $400 billion. Let's see what else was in the bill. I'm sure there has to be at least one thing in this damn bill that could have actually benefited us.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's let's take
Consumer
a look
vehicle
here.
rebates is a $7,500 EV tax credit going to bring down inflation?
You're reading what you want to read. You're
Here, let's
completely
see. Healthcare and
wait a second.
prescription drugs. Joe Biden spent $64 billion for healthcare. He spent $124
Wait
billion
a second.
on the
No,
IRS.
you're just
So
saying
the
what was spent
only
and not
thing I read over the whole
you're
thing
talk
just
wait a
now.
second. You're talking crap. Wait a second. Let me speak
Go
because
ahead.
you're talking how much was spent but not explaining how it reduced inflation. The question that you actually
I
fucking
see one
asked.
thing in here that
No,
reduces
no.
inflation.
Let's be clear. The act allows Medicare to negotiate some prescription drug prices, caps out of pocket prescription costs, and restricts insulin costs to thirty
So
five
how does
dollars per
that?
month.
Oh yeah, Joe. By the way, that was already passed by Trump, and Joe Biden repealed it. Google search it. Joe Biden repealed that, and then he reinstated it about a month or two later, allowing people's insulins to prolapse, meaning they could not get any insulin supply for about a month or two because Biden got rid of this deal. Any of you morons out there that actually believe Joe Biden saved our economy
Oh my
post
god.
COVID are fucking idiots. You probably have like
You
two
see
hundred
how you
dollars in
moved
your
on
bank
to something
account.
else and
You
you
probably
asked a
have
specific question a
I'm
few
not
minutes
talking to
ago.
you, Django. I'm talking to this fucker in the chat. This guy probably has
how does
about.
the inflation how does the Inflation Reduction Act reduce
I'll
inflation?
glaze it.
And
I'll
we're gonna
glaze
talk
it.
about
I'll
it.
tell you. I'll tell you. I can tell you one way.
Uh,
I see one single way on here. Do you want to know the way I see? It says that
what?
Joe Biden allocated $80 billion to go after single mothers and single fathers to make sure that they're paying their taxes to the IRS. So good job to Joe Biden to raising the IRS forces. I'm sure that brought down our inflation. Good job for hiring more IRS to help bring down our inflation by taxing more single mothers and single fathers. Thank you. We need a round of applause, guys. Woo,
You're
woo,
not
woo.
you're missing the main component of that.
Oh, and also
You're
he imposed a minimum corporate tax. Great job on destroying
oh,
the
so after I
corporations in
push
America.
you a little bit, you're gonna talk about the main component. You see how
That actually hurt
dishonest you are.
businesses. That actually hurt
No,
that hurt when you raise taxes on businesses, that raises prices. That
wait a
doesn't
second.
bring prices
This
down.
bill
That
is
does
not for
not bring
businesses.
prices
What
down.
this bill is
Raising
not for
taxes.
businesses.
If I own a company and I'm making $100 million a year and you raise my taxes by 15%, guess what I'm going to do to my prices the next
Wait a
day?
second.
I'm going to raise my
Is
prices
this bill
way,
for
way
inflation
up.
or businesses?
The same people that
Is this
believe
bill
Joe
for
Biden
inflation or
saved our
businesses?
economy post COVID are the same people that believe that our inflation was only 9.1%. And now you're
The
wondering why you can't
ask,
afford the
a
house with the
hold
jacuzzi
on.
and the pool.
Answer this one question. Does tariffs hurt businesses?
Probably. Yeah. It depends what business. It
So what
depends
are you
what
crying
business.
about?
It hurts foreign businesses. You have to be really specific when you ask that question.
I'm talking about some of the biggest businesses in this country
Temporarily, tariffs
that
are
we all
temporary,
know do.
but tariffs are temporary. Corporate tax rate is something that's forever. So it's not even a
No, it's
one-on-one
not.
comparison. Even if I conceded to the
We
argument
just
that tariffs
we
hurt
just talked
businesses,
about that one state is changing their corporate taxes. It's not forever.
it mostly is forever.
No, it's
It's
not.
been 4 or 5 years. Has Trump tried to change the corporate tax rate?
What's the point of Make America Great Again?
What it says. I'm
Okay,
still
so
struggling to find how
when
Joe
was
Biden. I
when
gotta
was
make a
America
video
great?
about this now because I really
When
can't
was America
believe there's
great?
still people out there freaking talking about the Inflation Reduction Act. I gotta make a whole video
When was
explaining how you
America great?
morons actually believe inflation was only 9%.
When was America great?
America is great right now for everybody.
No, I'm saying when the statement says "Make America Great Again." So when was it great?
Well, it was good, it was great, and it was bad many times throughout history. Do you want me to tell you all the times it was great and all the
When was
times it was
it
bad?
great? No, when name the most recent time it was
The
great.
most recent time it was great, I would probably say when Bill Clinton was president, even though I hate his fucking guts and he's a piece of fucking shit. But probably back when Bill Clinton was president, America was a bit more great because prices were fucking way cheaper. We didn't have old ass fucking Joe Biden ruining shit. He was Bill Clinton. He was, arguably, he was the best Democrat in the last 100 years.
Oh my god.
Even though he's literally a freaking kid diddler or a baby blood drinker, he was still
That's crazy
he was
because
still
Bill,
actually a
there are more pictures of Trump out there
No, there's
with
not. There's
that
way
guy.
more pictures of Bill Clinton. But anyway, we're not going to pivot into
I
that.
have yet to
Do
see
you
a
think Bill
video of
Clinton
him.
was a good president?
Yes, I mean I think he was a decent president for the most part. He kind of fed into the tough on crime crap, but
Yeah, I
outside of
like
that,
that. I liked everything he did. Tough on
nah,
crime,
that's
cracking down on black criminals, young black criminals. Trump needs to do something like that.
that's
The
not
super
how you
predator laws and
that
the three strikes
that's
laws
not how
putting
you
your ass
actually
in
fit
prison for a
stuff, bro.
lot longer. We need more
That's
of
not how
that.
you actually fit stuff.
Huh?
There's already been proven methods on how you fix something like crime.
How?
Just look at
Just give him
Baltimore.
a bunch of money? Or how do you fix
No,
crime?
you don't, and you're being intellectually dishonest right now because me and you both know when we talking about investing in these communities, we're not talking about handing money to
Okay,
these
okay, I
people.
agree with you then. I agree.
We're
Education, right?
talking about actual investment in the community, like actual what you Republicans talk about all the time, like actually bringing the community together, actually
I agree with
getting
you.
to know your neighbor and shit like that.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Have people meet up at the local church. I don't give a fuck. You get what I'm saying? But actually invest in that community. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with you. But it depends. We have to be specific about what we invest in. But overall, I agree with you.
But that's what that young man did in about the mayor of Baltimore. That's
I
how he's been able
okay.
to decrease crime over a long period of time over there.
He
He's
sounds
actually
smart.
done things like I said,
He's probably smart.
but he has not been specifically tough on crime. You get what I'm saying?
Let me see Baltimore
He,
crime rate.
yes,
Baltimore
please
crime
pull it
rate is
up.
still some of the highest in the country, though, isn't it?
I don't think so. If it is, it's been going down year over year since he's got into office.
Well, to be fair, all crime has been going down year over year in the last 20 years, but it doesn't mean that we're as safe as we would like to be. Anyway, I think I'm about to hop out of here. It's been like an
Yeah,
hour and 40 minutes almost. And I just
yeah.
got off another 4 hour debate. But
Oh
if
yeah,
y'all
you
have any
good.
final questions and comments for us in the chat, let me know down below or drop a super chat. I'll read anything if it's good. If not,
Yeah,
oh,
I'm finna work on my next
someone
video.
said something. If you want the win in debate, speak common facts. I'm speaking common facts. Just sometimes I don't get to talk, but I do talk over him, and he does talk over me. So I ain't even gonna say nothing about that.
Mm. Yeah, let me go and get up out of here. Yeah, I'll catch you later.
All right, peace out. See you, man. Good night. I'll talk to you guys. Adios.